Hello everyone, welcome back to Into Sports. I'm your host Evan, and today we're talking about the Carson Wentz trade going to the Indianapolis COLTS. The Eagles trade Wentz for a third-round pick this year and a second-round pick next year that can become a first-round pick. This is a guy in Carson Wentz who was once the MVP frontrunner before tearing his ACL in 2017, and now he's on a new team after being benched by Philly. But the question is, why did Wentz decline so drastically in 2020? Well, a few weeks ago, I watched the film of the last 4 seasons, so I can give you answers. So I have 5 differences between 2017 MVP pace Wentz and 2020 Wentz who was benched. Number 1, it's about the offense. There's less verticality in the offense he was in. In 2017, there was more throws up the seam, more throws, more go routes up the sideline. And he was excellent at moving safeties and linebackers with his eyes, one of his best traits. So the verticality of that offense allowed him to look off defenders and fire lasers up the seam and up the sideline to guys like Ertz and Jeffrey. But now Wentz reunites with his offensive coordinator in 2017, Colts head coach Frank Reich. So I expect that vertical aspect to return in 3 and 4 wide receiver sets to the Colts offense. The second thing, this is all on Wentz. He lost his touch. He used to be a great touch passer down the field. But the last 2 years, especially last year, he just wants to use his driver on every throw. He doesn't want to use his chipping wedge and float it up there. He overthrew so many deep balls because of it. He needs to get back to throwing rainbows downfield. The third thing is, he tried to make too much happen. Now, his best trait, Wentz, is his ability to make things happen, ability to extend plays. But in 2017, when he extended a play, someone would probably be open because he bought time for his receivers to separate by escaping the pocket. But last year, he would extend a play, nobody would be open, but regardless, he would still try to make something happen. Receivers cover 50 yards down the field? Let's see if I can hit this. The fourth problem with Wentz's game in 2020, when you compare it to 2017, is he often didn't see hang defenders. Throws to the middle of the field where he just didn't see a linebacker or a safety. This wasn't an issue in prior years, but he had a ton of turnover-worthy plays last year because he simply didn't see or account for defenders in the passing lanes. And the fifth thing is, sometimes when the offense did deliver, which was kind of rare last year, when a receiver was open in structure, he just didn't see it. He didn't throw it. He left a completion on the field. And that stuff didn't happen 2 or 3 years ago. But all of these issues I'm describing to you, the difference between 2020 benched Wentz and 2017 MVP Wentz, all these issues are fixable. And most of these issues have only existed for one of the past 4 years. So even if he fixes some of these things, and let's say he doesn't see 2 or 3 completions a game, he doesn't fix that, it's not the end of the world. Because Carson Wentz doesn't need to be the 2017 MVP version of himself to be a big acquisition for the Colts. He was a top 5 or 6 quarterback in 2018. I had him at 8 in 2019. And yes, last season was by no means good. But much like the Jets broke Sam Darnold, the Eagles broke Carson Wentz. He had to be Superman too often that he couldn't revert back to playing a controlled style of football. He had to be too aggressive if they wanted anything to happen offensively. But he became too aggressive and he wanted to make a miracle on every play. But in Indy, he won't be asked to make a miracle happen on every play. He has a great O-line, a decent group of pass catchers, and a solid defense to fall back on. Are there flaws? Certainly. But he still has a great arm. He's still athletic, a great thrower on the move, has incredible ability to dodge defenders in the pocket. Great playmaking ability when there's nothing there to be had initially. Now, he took that too far in 2020, but still great ability. And he can deliver the ball from the pocket when there's people, defenders, linemen all around him, can make awkward deliveries, and he will take a big hit if it means he can make a throw. He's gutsy that way. So guys with his physical tools don't grow on trees. He's a very talented player that needs some sense knocked into him. So realistically, I didn't see a better option at quarterback for the Colts. Wentz brings a different skill set than the retired Rivers, although that doesn't necessarily mean he's better. I think the Colts are a 10-win team, and they'll be a playoff team, and they could win the Super Bowl, but a lot of things would have to go their way. And I don't think he's going to snap his fingers and become a top 5 quarterback this year. But I do think Carson Wentz will be a legit starter and revive his career in Indianapolis. But now let's look at the other side of this. Philly traded away their quarterback. They hired a new coach this offseason. This is a full rebuild. They are an older roster. They're going to be really bad next year. And I'm not sold on Jalen Hurts at quarterback. He has aspects to his game that I like, but if he is the starter, he's in the bottom of the barrel. And wasn't the whole point of hiring Nick Sirianni to fix Carson Wentz? Because he worked with Frank Reich? But now you trade away Carson Wentz? Now you have the 6th pick in the draft that you could use on a quarterback, but good luck to the young quarterback that inherits this roster, because the future looks bleak in Philadelphia.